everybody, Sam Goodman really fucking it's scary. Stories, how are you doing today? I hope that wherever you find yourself in this super crazy, macabre, weird, fucked up, and amazing world, I hope you're doing amazing. Do me a favor, go follow along on YouTube, Facebook, all the internet-y places where you follow people, leave us a review, send me an email at rfsspod@gmail.com. It's super duper helpful if you send me your stories. Yeah, it's stuff for Q&A. Leaving us reviews, leaving us all those kind of stars, telling your friends, your families, all that stuff about this podcast helps us an absolute ton. With all of that out of the way, let's jump into today's episode 8 of season 4. Can you fucking believe it? I can't. We're on season 4 and we're on episode 8. It's blowing my mind. But today, we're going to jump into our story. And our story is called Winner, Serial Killer. On the dating game, he was introduced as Bachelor Number 1, a successful photographer who enjoys skydiving and motorcycling in his spare time. With his suggestive quips and his impersonation of a dirty old man, Rodney James Alcala won the contest, scoring a date with the charmed Bachelorette. But in the years that followed his 1978 turn on the popular show, Alcala would become known as the dating game killer. He was convicted of the murders of 6 women and a 12-year-old girl, with some of the crimes committed before his TV appearance. Investigators estimate his victims could number as many as 130, but as with a lot of these killers, the true number will probably never be known. Talisha Shapiro was beaten and sexually assaulted by Alcala in 1968 when she was 8 years old. The 1968 attack was reportedly his first known crime. He stopped the girl as she walked to school in L.A., offered her a ride, and then took her to his apartment. A witness eventually called 911. Police arrived within 10 minutes to find this 8-year-old girl bloodied and unclothed with a severe head wound. Alcala escaped. He escaped through a back door and became a fugitive. He fled to New York, attended New York University under a different name, and with his good looks and charm, persuaded many young women to pose for him. He returned to California in 1972 after teenagers had spotted his face on an FBI poster. They recognized him, and they had let a counselor at a New Hampshire summer camp know that they had spotted this brutal rapist person that had assaulted this 8-year-old girl. He was convicted of child molestation and was paroled in 1974. Within 2 months of his release, he approached a 13-year-old girl at a bus stop in Huntington Beach, California, took her to some cliffs overlooking a beach. He forced her to smoke marijuana and kissed her, an encounter that ended when a ranger arrested both of them for marijuana possession, according to court records. Alcala returned to prison until 1977, but again was released on parole. His criminal record went unmentioned during his dating show appearance a year later. In footage from the episode that you can find on YouTube, it's really easy, go look it up. He wore brown bell-bottom suit. He smiled as the host presented him with as one of the 3 contestants vying for a date with the Bachelorette, Cheryl Bradshaw. When Bradshaw asked him what the best time of day was, Alcala said he preferred the night because that's the only time there is. Nighttime is when it's really good. She then asked him, "I am serving you dinner. What are you called and what do you look like?" "I'm called the Banana and I look really good," Alcala said. Asked to be more descriptive, he responded, Pill Me, drawing laughter from the audience and Bradshaw. After Bradshaw chose Alcala, the two were awarded tennis lessons, complete with outfits, in a trip to the Magic Mountain theme park. But the date never happened. Bradshaw called the show's offices after filming and told the contestant coordinator that she didn't want to go. She said, I can't go out with this guy. There's weird vibes that are coming off of him. He's very strange, and I am not comfortable. Is that going to be a problem? And of course, that was a no. Like, that's perfectly fine. You don't have to go on the date. The next year, on June 20th, 1979, 12-year-old Robin Samso of Huntington Beach vanished while riding her bike to a ballet lesson. A Forest Service employee later found her remains scattered across a remote ravine in the LA foothills. Robin's friends told police that a stranger had photographed them on the beach that day, and that was the kind of last time they saw her. She disappeared. Authorities obtained a warrant to arrest Alcala based on his record, his known habit of photographing children, and indications that he frequented the area where the girl's body was found. After earrings found in a locker that he rented in Seattle were identified by Robin's mother as belonging to the girl, Alcala was taken into custody on July 24th, 1979. Twice in 1980 and again in 1986, Alcala was convicted and sentenced to death for the killing. The California Supreme Court overturned the first conviction, ruling that evidence of his previous crimes should not have been admitted at the trial and tainted the case. A federal appeals court threw out his second death sentence in 2003, ordering a new trial. While preparing for a third trial, investigators learned that Alcala's DNA linked him to the deaths of other women. In 2010, an Orange County jury convicted him of 5 counts of first-degree murder. He was sentenced to death for killing Robin and 4 women. In 2016, Wyoming prosecutors charged Alcala with the murder of Christine Ruth Thornton, 28, who had disappeared in 1978 and whose body was found 4 years later. She was 6 months pregnant at the time of her disappearance. DNA evidence linked Alcala to the crime, but prosecutors said he was too sick to be extradited to Wyoming to face charges. Alcala is either linked to or suspected of additional homicides in Arizona, California, New Hampshire, New York, Washington State. The California Department of Corrections Rehabilitation said that a Wyoming investigator who interviewed Alcala while working on the cold case told New York Times that there might be a ton of other victims out there, and he described Alcala as the most cold person and that he is where he needs to be. And I will second that. I will say that he is definitely where he needs to be because he is not in jail. He is burning in hell at this point in his life. Thank the dear Lord in heaven if you believe in that kind of stuff. He died at the age of 77 while on California death row. And there you go. There you go. From through charm, through good looks, through all of that, right? All of that. He not only won the dating game, but killed a lot of fucking people. And the story of Rodney James Alcala is a really fucking scary story. Have you had a really fucking scary experience? Have you seen a ghost? Have you been on a macabre adventure? Would you like to share it on air? Would you like for us to tell that story? Or you just have something horrid that you would like for us to talk about? Send us an email at rfsspod. That's rfsspod@gmail.com. Make sure that you subscribe. New episodes come out every single Friday. We look forward to continuing this creepy, crawly, morbid, macabre, and grotesque adventure with you, the listener. We love you and we will see you soon. Thank you for joining us today on our trip into the dark. We hope that you join us again next week for all things horror, all things macabre, all things grotesque, here on Really Fucking Scary Stories.